Prepare yourselves for some facepalming goodness that you've probably already heard before, but let's face it, we have to talk about this. I was doing my ritualistic browsing of Reddit, which is definitely a thing, and I saw that Palmer Luckey, the founder of the Oculus Corporation, put an Ask Me Anything out of there, which I was sure was undoubtedly trolling every last one of us, saying, hey, kinda sold the company to Facebook. And I was thinking, that's good, that's funny. Not quite as funny as your name, though. That must be April Fool's, I'm looking it up. Nope, it's pretty much confirmed on CNET, PC World, all the things. As it turns out, the head-mounted display that we've been following since its infancy and Kickstarter, the whole community pooled together over $2 million, and we're waiting eagerly for more updates on how virtual reality can finally become a reality. Yes, Facebook, I'm sorry to say, now owns this, and they paid a hefty $2 billion for it, which makes our $2 million kind of seem like chump change, doesn't it? But we, the Kickstarter backers, weren't the only ones that were shocked and amazed by this concept. Good old Notch, creator of Minecraft, threw in $10,000 of his own money, and then a week later, Facebook bought them out. So he kind of wrote a lengthy and awesome blog post about that, to which he said, I did not chip in 10 grand to seed a first investment round to build value for a Facebook acquisition. Ah, and you remember John Carmack? He pretty much created games as we know it. He left his company that he created from the ground up, made Doom and all that. Yeah, after 20 years, he was like, I'm gonna join the Oculus project. He must be going ape shit. But no, don't worry you guys, all these investors, all these people that put money into this project, have no fear, because Palmer said on Reddit that Facebook is run in an open way that's aligned with Oculus culture. In an open way? Sorry if I'm misunderstanding something, but isn't Facebook one of the few social media networks to actively filter what happens on our news feeds and posts? And isn't filtering pretty much the opposite of being open? Okay, Facebook, we'll give you a pass on that just because of the sheer number of lolcats and baby photos that go through our feed. You gotta kind of regulate that a little bit, right? But I can't really get behind how that filter negatively impacts growing businesses like my Facebook page, where I basically have to pay for likes, which I've never done, and the evidence that shows if you go through Facebook's legitimate promotion for your page and pay, it actually supports cheap labor in Bangladesh and places like that where they have click farms, and it's just really bad for developing nations, and all of this is alleged, of course, but how shady is that? Oculus has the chance to create the most social platform ever and change the way we work, play, and communicate. To make matters worse, Facebook is set to roll out video advertisement on our news feeds this year. So now that you know that, just think about the Facebook philosophy applied to something so intimate as virtual reality. We already have clients that require us to be logged in, dealing out achievements as like a thinly veiled thank you for tracking our every move in game. I've been playing games that prompt me to link my account with Google or Facebook, and I'm thinking, why on earth would I want to do that? Now imagine this being in VR, right? We're walking down a simulated street and the technology senses that our eyes are fixated a little bit longer than usual on like an NPC's hat. Well, before you know it, ding, a pop-up happens, courtesy of Facebook, that's like, hey, we noticed you like this hat. Here's where you can go buy this hat in an online store. That's pretty scary when you think of the WikiLeaks founder saying that Facebook was the most appalling spying machine that has ever been invented. Targeted ads and social VR would really mess with our heads, literally. But you know, I think Neil Stephenson would be really proud at Facebook's joined attempt with Oculus to create the metaverse, though I don't think they'll ever get the facial expressions quite right. I'm sure I'm demonizing Facebook a little bit here, but why not sell to most any other company? I mean, give YouTube for example. Most of YouTube's profits goes back to the people that are responsible for the company's success, the content creators. After all, YouTube would be nothing without us. What is this hand motion? But Facebook too would be nothing without us, and yet they react the exact opposite way. They restrict our posts and force us to pay in order to be seen. Now, of course, this is more for businesses and like pages, but you get the idea. With all that being said, let's look at the bright side of the Oculus Facebook acquisition situation. Oculus has been around for a while, they have a consistent brand message, a lot of their team is still there, and so maybe Palmer knows this. Since it's open source and you can't patent it, maybe Facebook is just buying the brand. If the innovators on the project are still there, still have passion behind it, then they should still be able to produce the results that we're looking for, and now they even have a bigger budget, so that can only be good news, right? I'm personally going to be hopeful for the other products that they have out there, like Sony's Morpheus and the Oculus knockoffs that are going to come out. So what do you think? The $2 million of our hard-earned cash seems infinitesimally small compared to the $2 billion that Facebook put up. And you know, it kind of seems like a dick move for Palmer to pocket that cash and then come back and say, hey, we're kind of going in different directions here, gonna go with this big company that just so happens to be very notable in a little bit of shady operations. Let me know what you think in a comment below, and be sure to share this video, like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode of All Things Open Source, and the occasional emotion-fueled rant. That's a gecko. I didn't know that was a gecko for the longest time, but I'm in Thailand and I had to do some research. It was driving me nuts. We talked about Facebook this week, and I just have a real hard time dealing with how they manage our information on a privacy scale. And SOPA and PIPA have been a big issue for us in the US, but we're not alone. There's online censorship in place across the globe. In just the last month, Twitter was banned in Turkey, and the Venezuelan government decided to blacklist the internet of their own people. It's time for us to take a stand with Hotspot Shield. I'm really excited for this one. Encrypt your data, hide your personal information, and unblock any website from anywhere. Hotspot Shield has been giving away their elite version to Venezuelan citizens to help take back their online freedom. And you can start protecting yourself right now too. Just check out the link in the description below to get started for free. Let's make the internet anonymous again. Like Pink Floyd said, we don't need no thought control. I will never be a singer.